Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to delve into one of the most remarkable and chilling stories in Indian aviation history, the mystery of Flight IC-814, also known as the worst plane hijacking in Indian history. So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. It was the 24th of December, 1999, a day that was supposed to be filled with joy and celebration during the holiday season. However, fate had something else in store for the passengers and crew of Flight IC-814. The Indian Airlines Airbus A300, carrying 176 people on board, was en route from Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu, Nepal, to Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi, India. Little did anyone know that this flight would become a harrowing ordeal, lasting for 7 days and casting a dark shadow over aviation security in India. As the flight took off, it was soon hijacked by 5 heavily armed terrorists from a Pakistani extremist group known as Harkat-ul-Mujahideen. The hijackers stormed the cockpit, brandishing their weapons and demanding the release of 3 prominent militants being held in Indian prisons. With the lives of everyone on board at stake, the pilots were left with no choice but to comply with the hijackers' demands. The plane was diverted to several locations during this terrifying ordeal. It first landed in Amritsar, where 27 passengers were released as a sign of goodwill. From there, the hijackers forced the pilots to fly towards Lahore, in Pakistan. However, due to insufficient fuel, they were forced to land at the international airport in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. As the world watched in horror, negotiations between Indian and Pakistani authorities began. The hijackers demanded the release of their comrades, and failure to comply with their demands would result in the execution of the hostages. The pressure on the Indian government to resolve the situation peacefully was immense. Finally, on the 31st of December, a deal was struck. India agreed to release 3 militants in exchange for the safe release of the hostages on Flight IC-814. The freed militants were to be handed over to the hijackers in Kandahar, Afghanistan, as per their demand. A heartbreaking reality started to sink in for the passengers and crew on board Flight IC-814. For 7 long days, they had been held captive in unimaginable conditions, not knowing if they would ever see their loved ones again. Their safety and well-being now hinged on the successful handover of the militants. On the 1st of January, 2000, the aircraft finally took off from Kandahar Airport in Afghanistan, with the freed militants safely on board. As the plane landed in New Delhi, the nation held its breath, waiting to see their fellow citizens emerge from the horrors they had endured. The aftermath of the hijacking was severe. Questions were raised about the security protocols in place at Indian airports and the ability of the government to handle such crises efficiently. The incident exposed glaring loopholes in aviation security, prompting a revamping of security measures and the implementation of new protocols to prevent a similar tragedy in the future. The impact of this hijacking on the lives of the survivors cannot be underestimated. Their psychological scars would take time to heal, if they ever did. They had been held hostage in a terrifying and unpredictable environment, not knowing what the next moment would bring. It is a trauma that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. In the end, the mystery of Flight IC-814 serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the lengths to which people are willing to go for their cause, no matter how misguided it may be. It serves as a lesson for nations to continuously improve their security measures and be prepared for any eventuality. As we conclude this gripping story, let us take a moment to remember and honor those who lost their lives, as well as the survivors who courageously endured this unimaginable ordeal. May their stories remind us to never take our safety for granted and to always strive for a world where such acts of violence are only present in history books. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the worst plane hijacking in Indian history. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay tuned for more captivating stories like this one. Until next time, stay safe, my friends.